Hello, and welcome to yet another Wednesday here at Very Hot, Sticky, kind of smelly, Zanadu Comics.
Stinky, smelly, sleep deprived. We're just in dire straits over here.
It's rough, but we have lots of new comics this week. Very shiny new comics that will help beat the heat. That Mr. Morgan here is going to start off with.
Unfortunately, there's only one new Secret Wars series debuting this week. Surprising, huh? I never thought we would have a week like that. So, we do not have a Secret Wars battle plan video for you. However, we do have the new issue, number 4 right here, with Alex Ross illustrating the glorious Crotch of Doom. And debuting this week by not Joshua Williamson, but Joshua Williams.
Oh, that's confusing.
And Nick Pizzari?
No, Luca Pizzari, yeah.
Red Skull number 1, a Battle World miniseries featuring a sort of Suicide Squad type team going into the Deadlands to find the presumed dead Red Skull, who is rumored to be alive still and starting an uprising.
Cool. And from Graphic India this week, you might have remembered this as a long hardcover, like so. Now it is in change the orientation, and they give you this nice wraparound cover, all for only $1. Grant Morrison's new mega opus Indian lore, gigantic, crazy, psychedelic Grant Morrison thing. Jeeveen Kang does the art. And this is, Morrison is just a huge fan of mythology, and he really understands the idea of, the mythicness and the idea of the scale and the scope of it. So for like $1, it's a full-page comic.
$1?
It's $1, and you get a conversation with Grant Morrison and his weird, like David Blaine
type.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, $1.
And over on the DC side of things, not quite $1, but still less than your average comic. You've got Green Arrow number 42. This is the second issue of the new team of Ben Percy and Patrick Zurcher's take on Seattle's own Archer. The first issue, which is going in sort of a purported true detective type direction, focusing a lot on local urban legends and weird, mysterious going-ons, rather than just Oliver Queen is rich and shoots things with arrows.
Right.
Yeah. And in the first issue, they actually killed off a Seahawks running back. A fictional Seahawks running back. Still.
They should have just offed them. That would have been awesome. Cool. And from Boom this week, from the team that brought you Six Gun Gorilla. And now I will say, alright, the Spire doesn't have exactly the same ring as Six Gun Gorilla, but not much does. Simon Spurrier, Jeff Stokely, colors by Andre May. This follows a young girl living in the wasteland where basically life centralizes around this giant spire. And it's got a really cool kind of Battle Angel Alita feel a little bit, where you've got really tight quarters and cool, strange, robot-y rogue dudes and little midgets with wings and stuff. Very, very cool. But big fan Jeff Stokely stuff. Really excited. Brand new number 1.
Alright, and a number 2 here from Image. This is probably the raunchiest comic book dropping this week. So raunchy, in fact, that no comic book news sites wanted to run a preview.
No.
Once you get to the second page, you'll see why. You'll see exactly why. This is Airboy by James Robinson and Greg Hinkle, which follows the story of James Robinson and Greg Hinkle trying to relaunch Airboy.
Though that seems to be a really small part of the comic.
Yeah. Well, they're trying.
They're trying.
It's not working very well, but they're trying.
Yeah, partying gets in the way just a little bit. Big release from Image this week. Highly anticipated shared fantasy universe helmed by the one, the only Mr. Brandon Graham. 8house Arclight number 1, featuring art by the wonderful Marion Churchland. Very, very nice, flowy, but very, very weird, kind of organic, strange stuff. I don't know, she got this thing with these characters with the weird branches coming out of their faces. It's very, very odd. But Marion does a lot of cool RPG, fake RPG stuff, and loves world building and creating characters and costumes and all sorts of styles and stuff. And this is just gorgeous. Brandon, if there's somebody who knows when to, shut up and not put any words, it's this.
It's super rad.
It's
There's not
gorgeous.
much else like it on the
No.
racks.
And there's a magical red goose.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who doesn't love magic birds? And over on the Dynamite side of things, we have a relaunch of Will Eisner's The Spirit. This time written by Grendel's Matt Wagner and drawn by Dan Schade, recently off of the very, very, very small indie title San Hannibal.
Oh, that was
really,
him?
really
Cool.
awesome noir
Very
series.
cool.
This time teamed with, I guess, Brennan Wagner, who I don't know if he's related to Matt Wagner or what, but he's doing an amazing job on colors here. Him and Schade work together beautifully. And that is actually the story of a couple people trying to solve the re-murder of Denny Colt. For a character whose whole thing is that he was dead once and then he's not,
right?
It's kind of interesting.
That is kind of interesting. And the big daddy this week, the second volume of Hugo Pratt's masterpiece, Corto Maltese. Reproduced for us lowly Americans, in English, in the right size, no chop panels, no weirdness, no whatever. Very, very nice paper. Oh, it smells so good, so good. If you've never read Corto Maltese, if you don't know about Hugo Pratt, it is absolutely one of the longest running and most celebrated adventure strips to ever come to European comics or just fucking comics in general. And this is absolutely amazing. $30, you get a full story. This may be number 2, but you know, the great part is you can just pick it up and have an adventure with Corto Maltese. That's right, sail the seas.
And look at his sideburns.
And look at his sideburns, because those are some pretty epic sideburns.
Honestly, you can't get sideburns like that in real life.
No.
And my final book for the week from Image. This should be a very, very, very large launch, considering the pedigree of the creators involved. From Brian K. Vaughan, yes, of Saga and Why the Last Man and every other best-selling series ever.
Yes.
And Mr. Steve Scroce, storyboard artist of The Matrix and artist behind Doc Frankenstein.
Yes.
This is We Stand on Guard, chronicling the heroic defense of the Great White North from the dark forces of America.
Oh, what a perfect comic to come on this Canada Day. Or Canada.
Canada Day?
Yeah, well, whatever.
That was Boxing Day.
Man, no, it's Canada Day.
What do they even celebrate up there?
I have no idea. All I know about Canada is what I learned from South Park, which just can't be right. No.
Well, you know what is right? Mechs. Especially mechs drawn by Steve Scroce. And weird little, like, Metal Gear type Robo-Dog things. It's just a really, like, awesome
it's double-sized for only $2.99, right?
Yeah, only $2.99.
Double-sized. You know why? Because Brian K. Vaughan doesn't really need your money.
Yeah, he's
he's real good. Yeah. But that is about it. And again, the final week for the Little Z Sidekick store next door ends on the 5th. And you better get your butt down here because I don't know what we're going to do with all that stuff after. It might...
We're just going to take it home.
It's true. Maybe. If Perry lets us. But he probably won't. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope to see you all here and next door. And enjoy Canadian Day.